Hi, I'm Stuart from the Norfolk Honey Company and welcome to another Beekeeping Basics. Today it's another grey, rainy day in the middle of May and it's really too cold to be going out onto the bees, and so today I thought I would share with you all of the equipment that we've just recently received from the Maisemore Apiaries company, who have very kindly agreed to sponsor one of my apiaries by stocking it with their Maisemore poly commercial hives. And there's another video that I've got that shows you me visiting the BBKA trade show and meeting up with Jonathan and the guys and taking a look at some of their equipment. Now today I'm also going to be having some help to put some of this equipment together. I've invited along a group of my friends and fellow beekeepers from our beekeeping group, which is the Norwich and District Beekeeping Club, and they've agreed to come along and exchange some time. So they're going to come and help me make up some frames. They don't know it yet, but I'm going to ask them to have a go at making up some of these poly hives, because I think it'll be interesting to see how everyone copes. We've got a range of different beekeeping abilities and experience, different ages, and I've already tried one of the commercial hives and they push together really quite straightforwardly, so I don't think we'll have any problems, and it'll be great for everybody to experience what a poly hive is and push it together, put some screws in, and hopefully we'll end up at the end of the day with 12 commercial poly hives and maybe some of the frames made up for them as well. So this is the stack that we've got. So what we've got here is 12 hives complete with feeders. We've also got a couple of nuke boxes, which are also commercial nuke boxes. This one I've already painted, but what we need to do is to get them all pushed together. We've got supers to make up as well, and hopefully if the rain holds off we can get the gang pushing these together, and hofully they won't be too camera shy. I think I mentioned before that I was quite sceptical about the poly hives. I tend to use wooden hives more often than not, and in fact I've only got one or two very old national poly nukes which I never really got to grips with. One of my biggest concerns is obviously the environmental impact of using polystyrene, but what I'm told is that these hives, if painted up and cared for, can last as long as 30 plus years, so they're going to last a long time. And in terms of recycling, the polystyrene that I've got here is all marked up as being able to be recycled, so I'm hoping that the environmental impact is going to be no worse than if I were using wooden hives, and ultimately when those wooden hives deteriorate and finally come to the end of their days, they probably end up going on to a bonfire on my allotment or something like that. So there are environmental impacts with both poly hives and I guess with wood needing to come from sustainable forestry areas and that kind of thing, and I think that debate is something that will go on for some time between the pro and the anti-poly hive beekeepers. But as I say, I'm going to give them a fair chance. I'm going to take a good look at them, and over the coming weeks as we set the hives up in the apiary, I'll explain exactly what we've got. I'll go through each individual component and I'll set it up, and we'll put some bees into the hives and we'll see how well they perform against all of the standard wooden hives that I've got. So all we need to do now is get the kettle on and wait for the gang to arrive, and hopefully the rain will hold off and we can get cracking in making up some of these poly hives.
Well, that's what I thought. I say, well, one person does.
That was small wax mark damage on the inside of that box, was it?
That's the end, but it's to the sides. That's an envelope. And use a lovely little
Thank you.
tail that stick together and...
Okay, so everyone's arrived and I've put them to work. This is the team from the Norwich and District Beekeeping Club, and they've very kindly agreed to continue making up these boxes for us.
Curved edge goes round one side all the way round. No, I've got a box over there, but Sea Foyland's nice. Nice and quiet down here.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
So we've moved on to making frames now.
Rhythm, you know.
This is Lorraine.
Get into the room.
That will go boiling. Two blocks. Thank you. With one sugar. Yeah. Yeah, that was, yeah.
So it's the calm after the storm, everybody's gone home. They were a huge help. We've managed to make up 12 of the commercial poly brood boxes, 24 national supers, so they're the same fit for me on the commercial poly hives. We've filled all of the commercial brood boxes with frames and also made approximately 80 to 100 additional frames to go in the standard wooden brood boxes that I've got. Everything went really well. We've had one minor casualty which actually might prove to be quite interesting. When you put together the poly boxes, they have to be the right way up, and unfortunately a couple of them went together the wrong way. So they were knocked open with a rubber mallet, but one of them got damaged, unfortunately. So we've actually lost the corner of one of the brood boxes, but what I intend to do is to glue it and then screw it back in place, and I think that will be perfectly fine. But it just shows you that if you do have a problem, you can rectify it quite simply. I think interestingly we had a real mix of people here today, different skill levels, different ages, and together we've been able to build these poly hives. They are the commercial hives have only got the 4 sides to them, so there's no real issue with lots of different bits of wood as you would have with perhaps the nationals, and I'm not sure whether the poly national hives are exactly the same, but I would imagine they are. We've also got the poly nucs, which I'll produce a video for to show you how they go together. But now the next task is really to get it all painted and then get them out to the apiary, where we can go through step by step the poly hive, what it consists of, and get some bees into them and show you how they operate through the season. Finally, a huge thanks to everybody that came along today from the Norwich and District Beekeeping Club. If you are in Norfolk here in the UK and you're looking for a friendly club to go along to and enjoy a pint of beer and some chat about beekeeping, then I highly recommend the Norwich and District Beekeeping Club. I hope you found it interesting. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do consider subscribing. We've got a large back catalogue of videos for you to watch, and now we've built some of these Maisemore poly hives, we're going to have a regular weekly feature on the Maisemore apiary. My thanks again to Jonathan and the team at Maisemore for supplying all of this equipment, and we'll go through it as we get them out onto the apiary and start filling them with bees. So if you have any questions, please do put them down in the comments below. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and leave any comments down in the section below, and don't forget to sign up to our Facebook group, which is Stuart's Beekeeping Basics. All I've got to do now is to clear up the mess that's been left and grab myself a well-earned cup of coffee, and we'll catch up next time. Thanks for watching.